She is a gifted assassin. You have my word. She will complete her mission to the letter.
Count Dooku chose the perfect apprentice. Maybe a little too perfect. Asajj Ventress became so powerful that she became a target of the Sith Lords she served.
Your assassin. She has become very powerful.
Yes, my lord. She is quite important to me.
I can sense her powers growing stronger. I would hate to think you are training your own Sith apprentice to destroy me.
This unfortunately led to her clan being completely wiped off the face of Dathomir in a single horrific day. Well, almost completely wiped out. There were 3 survivors. Back in the Clone Wars, during the Battle of Solist, Ventress is leading Separatist forces against the Republic when Count Dooku, who's back in his castle on Sereno, gets a visit via holocam from Darth Sidious. Now, Sidious has been growing quite concerned over Ventress's growing power, and he starts to become a bit paranoid. See, he knew that if Ventress's power was left unchecked, that her and Dooku could potentially overthrow him. This is another example of the genius of Sidious. He was constantly testing Dooku's loyalty.
You question my loyalty? Always.
This was just another way to test Dooku's loyalty, and it gets rid of a huge threat at the same time. So Dooku orders the destruction of a Separatist command ship, leaving Ventress for dead. She's found by scavengers and brought back to Dathomir barely alive. Mother Talzin uses something called the Water of Life to heal Ventress, and then they devise an assassination plot together to get revenge for Dooku betraying Asajj. Now, unfortunately for her and her Nightsisters, they fail, but it does cause Dooku to need a new apprentice, one that can help protect him against further assassination attempts. So Mother Talzin reaches out to offer a new apprentice, one Dooku accepts. So, in a second attempt to kill Dooku, they select Savage Opress from a Night Brother village and, combined with Nightsister magics, create the monster that will be Dooku's new apprentice with a subliminal command to turn on Dooku when the time is right. Now, when the time came, Ventress reveals to Dooku that she's alive, and together with Savage, they would finally destroy him. But Savage betrays them both, and during the fight, with a little help and interference from Anakin and Obi-Wan, he escapes back to Dathomir, where Mother Talzin sends him on a quest to find his long-lost brother.
All of my kin were killed.
Not all of them. He lives in the Outer Rim, in exile.
Also, Asajj escapes back to Dathomir, where she pledges loyalty to the Nightsisters and attempts to start her new life with her clan. But because of this betrayal by Mother Talzin, and to finally finish off Ventress, Dooku sends General Grievous and the droid army to destroy them and the rest of their clan of Nightsisters on Dathomir. And just as Ventress is being reborn in the Black Waters, officially rejoining her Nightsisters, Grievous and the droid army arrive. This battle is absolutely brutal. Legions of battle droids set fire to the jungles and attack from the ground, while vulture droids attack from the sky. Now, Mother Talzin is able to protect some of the Nightsisters and kill some of the battle droids, but she has to call on old Daka. This is a sort of mage of the Nightsisters, clearly a lot older than even Mother Talzin. So she goes into a secret chamber in the Nightsisters' lair to find Daka. Now, it appears to me here that Mother Talzin can't resurrect the dead for some reason. It's only Daka that can call on the long dead Nightsisters to create an undead army to fight against Grievous and the droids.
As the oldest and wisest of us, I need you to resurrect our fallen sisters. Ventress will need the aid of the undead army to achieve victory.
And we also get our first glimpse at the most terrifying type of zombies, in my opinion. The ones that can flat out sprint. Now, Mother Talzin does her own spell at this time as well, taking a lock of Dooku's hair and doing some pretty wild voodoo magic on the unsuspecting Sith Lord. Now remember, Dooku's back on Sereno when this is happening. Then we get a much anticipated face-off between Grievous and Ventress. if it wasn't for the battle droid's interference, Ventress would have ended Grievous right there. She's then shot and barely stumbles out of the battle to safety, while Dooku reaches out to Grievous to kill Mother Talzin. In order to break the voodoo spell, it's clearly going to kill Dooku. So while Mother Talzin is deep inside Dooku's guts, Grievous finds Daka and puts a lightsaber through her chest, killing all of the undead army that she has resurrected. So somehow, these undead witches are all tied to Daka, the one who resurrected them. Now keep in mind, this was before Disney, so being stabbed by a lightsaber actually meant that you died, even if you were an old Nightsister mage. Then Grievous turns his attention on Mother Talzin, and as he swings his lightsaber, she dissipates into a green mist, freeing Dooku from the spell. Briefly, Mother Talzin appears to Ventress as she escapes the massacre, revealing that all of her Nightsisters are dead.
No one remains. This is all my fault.
The Nightsister massacre is complete. The only survivors were Ventress, a child named Merrin, and Morgan Elsbeth. Now at this point, Mother Talzin isn't necessarily dead. She escapes Grievous into the spirit world. Now when Grievous swung the lightsaber at her, she kind of pulls an Obi-Wan and disappears. And then she reappears as a ghost-like being in the green mist to Asajj. Means that maybe that's something similar to a Force ghost, I would think. Now Mother Talzin lived in what they refer to as the spirit world. She was weakened and then used what little magic she had left to reconstruct Maul and heal his broken mind. Now she did try to come back again, but was finally killed for good by Grievous. But the Nightsisters are all but gone, wiped out in one day. Now, are they ever going to come back? We will see that Morgan Elsbeth survived in Tales of the Empire. One little clip in the trailer shows her standing up on the mountains with two other robed figures that look to also be witches. Now, there are more than just the Nightsister witch clan that they belong to on Dathomir, so these might be the mountain witches. Now, as far as the timeline goes, we're going to see Grievous and a different perspective on the massacre of Dathomir that we saw in the Clone Wars. Then, we see a little bit later as Elsbeth approaches Thrawn on what looks to be Clovis. And by the 6 blue squares on Thrawn's uniform, he's an admiral at this point. So he's in charge of the Chimera. It's just before he meets Vader for the first time. At least this version of Vader, because he did know Anakin, so this should be just before he faces Phoenix Squadron on Atollon in around Season 3 of Rebels. Also, Ventress is back. Resurrection it seems, but we don't have the details yet, so for now, we're just going to say somehow Ventress returned. But that is a discussion for another time. Now to see Thrawn's history with the Empire, click here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.